Hi lovelies, so welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos and leave commentaries and also educate you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Alright lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok and I thought to share with you guys where pan-colored people have decided to start educating themselves as well as their, their fellow pan-colored people, and I was just so impressed by it. And I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it.
You wrote, people use the past as a weapon against whites. History is in the past. Get to know one another. We didn't harm anyone, and most of us whites do not agree with the past, but can't change it. There's a lot going on in this comment, but what I think is happening is the thing that causes a lot of people to believe, that I and other white anti-racists are operating out of a sense of white guilt. Because all I heard when I read this comment was, don't make me feel guilty about something I didn't do. And all I can say is, don't worry. I don't think anyone's trying to make you feel guilty for existing. Well, maybe some people are, but not most. And this is a major problem, because this is what so many white folks think people are saying, that we should feel guilty for being white. But no one is saying that. No one is saying that you should feel guilty for being white. No one is saying that you are responsible for what your ancestors did. All people are saying is that the system is still in place and we are the beneficiaries of that system. So they're trying to educate us about the system we inherited. So I would encourage you or any other white person that hears someone talking about systemic racism, before you begin to get defensive and say something like, I'm not responsible for slavery or segregation because I didn't live during that time. Take a breath and listen. I can almost guarantee that you'll be pleasantly surprised, because it's actually your defensiveness that drives things to a point of contention. Refusing to acknowledge or denying people's reality is what causes them to become angry. And that's what's happening when you say something like, we should just move on and get to know one another. Because in saying that, you're denying the lived experience of people right now, which means that you're not actually trying to get to know someone that has a very different experience of life than you do. You wrote, that still doesn't make it okay to be racially prejudiced. Right, that makes sense. We get to be the ones that keep a system of racial oppression alive while ignoring or outright denying the experience of black folks in this country. And then we get to tell black people that that still doesn't make it okay for them to be racially prejudiced towards us. As if it were a choice. I mean, this is nature, my friend. If one group of people consistently shows themselves to be harmful to you, what are you going to do? At the very least, you're going to have some feelings about how they treat you. And the truth is, we should be grateful that black folks have chosen over and over again to be humane towards us in the face of our inhumane treatment of them. You wrote, so the problem is oppression then, not whiteness, yes? Well, no, not really. Because whiteness is a way of carrying out oppression. It's a category in a system of oppression called racism. It's the way racism functions, by establishing a social hierarchy based on race in which whiteness is at the top. So you don't really have oppression in this system if you don't have whiteness. You wrote, rich and powerful whites are the ones hurting people, not the average white. Ah, but if only that were true. See, systems thrive because of the average, everyday people that participate in it. Admittedly, often unaware. This comment sort of puts on display one of the biggest challenges in communicating with white folks about anti-racism. It's that we feel like we're under attack, that we're being accused of being bad, wrong, or evil, when in our minds we haven't done anything wrong to harm anybody and would never hate someone just because of the color of their skin. But the truth is, we as white individuals are not under attack, because anti-racism efforts aren't primarily focused on accusing white individuals of being bad, wrong, or evil. They're about dismantling a system in which whiteness is the standard. So the challenge for us is to be able to see that standard for what it is, to notice that the things that we embrace as truth or common sense are often harmful to Black, brown, indigenous, and other people of color. Simply because something works for you doesn't mean that it works for everybody else. And simply because something that works for you is being identified as harmful to other people, it does not mean that you are bad, wrong, or evil. But just like any other system we participate in, if we know it's happening but ignore our role in it, then we'll rightfully feel like we're under attack because we're actively upholding a harmful system. And this is why Angela Davis said, in a racist society, it's not enough to be non-racist, we must be anti-racist. Since the standard or norm for this society is whiteness, the only way for that not to be the case is for us to actively deconstruct and dismantle white supremacy culture.
For Black and Indigenous and people of color, it's a matter of self-preservation. For 250 years, white people put Black Americans through race-based intergenerational chattel slavery. For 600 years, white people have colonized and genocided Native Americans. For over another 100 years after the end of race-based intergenerational chattel slavery that was forced upon Black Americans, there were the Jim Crow laws, which basically made it illegal to be Black. It has been roughly 50 years since the end of laws that could blatantly discriminate against people based on their race. Ignoring the fact that systemic racism still exists today, the amount of time that it has been since blatant discrimination based on race could be written into law is a 1/12 of the amount of time that it has been since white people have been discriminating against Black and brown people. So I will say again that when Black and Indigenous and people of color are prejudiced against white people, it is for self-preservation, as opposed to when white people are prejudiced against Black and Indigenous and people of color. There is a huge difference. Learn up. White people did go through slavery within the United States. However, allow me to explain a few things. White people did not go through race-based intergenerational chattel slavery. What white people went through was called indentured servitude, which was contractual. It was one white person signing a contract with another white person, offering their physical labor in return for a service. And this happened to just a small amount of white people before they were even considered white people. And although some white people did experience a form of slavery which was called indentured servitude, it was not race-based intergenerational chattel slavery, which is what Black Americans went through. Black Americans were forced to endure over 250 years of being raped, tortured, cannibalized, and sold like cattle. And it was not contractual. It was intergenerational, which meant that as soon as one Black person was enslaved, their children were enslaved, their children's children were enslaved, and so on and so forth. And now I've got a question for you. If you know that some of the working class white people went through slavery, and that Black people also went through slavery, so why not take this energy and put it towards fighting back against the top 1% who aim to enslave the working class, instead of directing it in opposition to Black liberation? Learn up.
I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I already know it, but you know what? I need to know. Are there certain Black people that just don't like us because we're white? And I'm not even being political or racial or anything. I just want to know from my Black friends out there on TikTok, like, are there some Black people that just don't like us because we're white for no other reason?
This video is for educational purposes only, and it's not even really addressing this person. Because honestly, it wasn't a genuine dialogue to begin with. Just two things. First, if you're asking this question to Black people on TikTok, that either means that you don't have genuine relationships with Black folks in your life that you could ask this question to, or it's a disingenuous attempt to get views and build your platform. The second thing is that we live in a racial caste system. So we're all born into a social hierarchy based on race. We didn't create that, but we inherited it from the people that did. And they used it to subjugate and oppress Black people. That system has been in place for centuries now, and it continues to this day. So while you think people should like you because you're friendly, you're still white. And you still represent and embody the oppression that Black folks experience in this country. So rather than worrying about if people like you, maybe start thinking about why they don't trust you and your friendliness.
Like, seriously, lovelies, the thing is that most of all these pan-colored people think that maybe because they are pan-colored, that is why a lot of Black, people have problems with them. Maybe they don't think so. Maybe they're just trying to claim or maybe feel that they are ignorant. They pretend to be ignorant as if they don't know already how the system is being built. Nobody or no black person is holding you hostage and trying to tell you that I dislike you because you're a white person. Nobody's doing that. The only thing is that the system is already built on, variances. The system is already built to only favor you as a pan-colored person. Like, being pan-colored is luxury, good life, no discrimination, no any form of, variances. You get whatever you want to get. You can get a job of your dream. You can go to school without even, making your hair. You can go anywhere you want to go without being discriminated. But this is different compared to someone that is of a black person. And why it seems as if, black people have problem with it, or maybe, okay, we see you as someone that's, is because a lot of pan-colored people tend to like pretend as if they don't know what is going on. They tend to pretend as if, okay, I am not the problem, so why are you always attacking? Like, they tend to actually pretend as if they don't know what is going on. Like, seriously, let's just take for instance what is happening now today. There are a lot of pan-colored people that will actually do something that a particular, thing that black person will do and not get away with it. But when a pan-colored person does it, he or she might even get away with it. So it's not as if black people is angry with you, or is because of the fact that you have a lighter skin. It's far from it. They are only concerned that why is it that even till date these people are still treated better off compared to black people. That is just the problem. Nobody have a problem with you because you're a black person. People have problem with pan-colored people if they are now being racist, if they're pretending to be ignorant of not knowing what is happening, if they're like, oh my god, you guys are the problem, oh my god, without actually, telling the truth. You know the way the system has been built. You know the way the system actually favored the pan-colored. So if we can have people like this, pan-colored people like this to actually come out and keep on educating themselves, or keep on educating the people that claim not to know, I think the world might actually be a better place. I think the world will be a better place. A lot of pan-colored people, see it as, okay, no matter what we do, these people still dislike us. Nobody dislike you. We only dislike the system. We only dislike the system that actually favors you and not favor us. This is just the truth. And we still dislike you if you are using the system that favors you against us. Like, a lot of pan-colored people, use their supremacy against lots of, black people. I will not forget two major incidents that I will not forget that I actually compared the two. It happens that a black man was, on his way to somewhere with, his friend, fiancé, or girlfriend, or whatever, and he was pulled over by, who pulls over black men a lot. So, after he must have been pulled over, they've not even seen anything on him. Nothing was actually searched and all of that. They already handcuffed him. Like put all his hands behind his back and, locked it up. And they were like, you look exactly like someone we are looking for. You have not even, confirmed that this person is the person you're looking for. You're already handcuffing this person. This is an example of so many I'm trying to, in case you're a colored person and you're here trying to like wonder why is it so. So this guy have not been even convicted. Like, he is not a suspect at all, but he's already handcuffed behind because he looks like somebody that they are looking for. They are about 4 to 5, and the girlfriend was just there looking and trying to like, what is going on? And he was like, okay, just do whatever you want to do. He was just still. And these people ransacked the car, checking all manner of things, and they couldn't find nothing. When they couldn't find nothing, they decided they want to bring up their laptop for face recognitions. And, like, seriously, until when the lady, the girlfriend, decided to bring up her phone, she put it up and began to record. Like, she was like, you have found nothing on him. He does not look like the picture you showed us. You think that because, okay, this person is a black person, so any other black person can be, can be like him or can just look like him. The lady was just lamenting, you have to let him go, he has done nothing wrong. And they were like, okay, because they've seen the camera and all of that, and they were like, okay, we're just trying to make sure that he's actually the person we are looking for, and all of that, while he was still handcuffed. Like, they spent almost 1 hour plus looking for something that was not there. Instead of them to focus more of their energy to actually look for the person that they were actually looking for. But they believe that every other black person or black man can just be, someone that is involved in any kind of crime and all of that. That is their mindset. Then another scenario happened. This has to do with a pan-colored, COP, and a pan-colored. So it happens that I think what transpired was just, I don't know what happened with them, but this pan-colored man was all seen, playing and being so unserious that he even actually have to run away from the cops. They never chased after him. They just left him. They just left him with whatsoever thing that he was like. After they must have, put him over, blah, blah, blah. Before you know it, he ran away. And they were all there looking at him, and people were just with their phone trying to capture the event, and they were all there smiley, and left him. Let's just, turn the table around and see if it was actually a black person that did the same thing, and he actually ran away. And they left him, and it was something like a funny thing to him. This is just the problem. This is one of the problems that, black people have with pan-colored people. In our case, we are treated as if, oh my God. But in other way around, oh my goodness, this is just the problem. Nobody dislikes pan-colored people. We only dislike the system that actually discriminate. And you guys keep on using this system against the black people. You're using it against them. Oh, since I can actually, I have the mindset, the power and everything. We are the ones that is always receiving it put at the workplace. We've been discriminated at the workplace. We've been discriminated at the healthcare system. We've been discriminated, like, even in the media, even as a content creator, even as a celebrity. They are all discriminated. Like seriously, love this. When I saw these people trying to educate their audience who happens to be pan-colored, I feel some type of, I think it's time for them to actually do the truth. Because most of them pretend, oh my God, I don't just know. Why is it that anytime anything we do, we are always the Ray and sis? Nobody is calling you Ray and sis if you're not Ray and sis to ourselves. Anyways, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. And I will see you, lovelies, when I...
If you have watched up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please, why not share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that. And I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.